What's up, everybody? It's Cole, and today we've got another Transformers deck profile for everyone. And today we are showcasing Menasor, Menacing Colossus. So we have covered Menasor in our Combiner review if you haven't seen that, but we'll go ahead and give you a little rundown. So Menasor is a 6, 35, and 2, and he's got Bold 1, Tough 1, and Pierce 1. He allows you to play an extra action on each of your turns, and when he is combined, you draw 2 cards. We'll go ahead and break down the individual pieces quickly, and then we'll get into the battle deck. So first up, we have Motor Master, Stunticon leader. He's 2, 8, and 2 in his alt mode, and he has a very nice ability in his alt mode where your other characters can't take non-attack damage from your opponent's cards. So anything that pings or any characters that ping through their effects are no longer happening as long as Motor Master stays in his alt mode. In his bot mode, he is 3, 8, and 1. And if he would defend instead, you may choose one of your other Stunticons to defend instead, which makes sense for Motor Master's personality because he does not want to get into danger. Next up, we have Dead End, Doomed Loner. 2, 7, and 2 in his alt mode, and Tough 1. 3, 7, and 1 in his bot mode, and when you flip to this mode, draw a card. Dead End is a very nice character to transform as your first transform for the game, to get an extra card in hand right from the get-go and to hopefully get some advantage. Breakdown. Paranoid Scout. In his alt mode, he is 2, 7, and 2, and when he attacks and you flip at least 2 blue, this character gets +2 power until end of turn, and he does not have an ability in his bot mode. However, he is 2, 7, and 2, so he remains the same from bot mode to alt mode, and vice versa. Next up, we have Decepticon Dragstrip, Cutthroat Warrior. He is in his alt mode. We have 3, 7, and 2, and when this attacks and you flip at least an orange and a blue, draw 2 cards. And then in his bot mode, he is 4, 7, and 0, and he's got Pierce 1. So that's not too terrible. He is weak, so the Pierce at least helps him get a damage across, which is nice. However, I really like his ability in alt mode, where when you flip an orange and a blue, you get to draw 2 cards. Finally, we have Off-Road, All-Terrain Soldier. In his alt mode, he is 2, 6, and 3. When an enemy car attacks, do 1 damage to it. Very nice against cars, however, against most other combiners, he's not going to do great unless you're going up against Optimus Maximus, because Maximus has all cars but Ironhide and Optimus, so he's got 4 cars. And then, with Off-Road's bot mode, he is 3, 6, and 2, and when you flip to this mode, repair 1 damage from him. So that's not too bad. So if he takes like 1 or 2 damage, you can repair one of those, so that way when you go to combine, he's still pretty powerful. So those are the characters for Menasor. Now we're going to get on to the battle deck, and we will cover a lot of the important cards first, and by a lot of, I mean the 2 most important cards that need to be in the deck. Stunticon Enigma as a nice 3 of. It's a green, it's an Enigma, it's an action. If you have Menasor on the battlefield, draw 2 cards. And then if Menasor is not on the battlefield and you play this, if you have 5 Stunticons in bot mode on the battlefield and or in your KO area, combine them into Menasor, Menacing Colossus. So that is a easy 3 of. Next up, we have a card that right now is a 2 of, but will be a 3 of. Stunticon Swagger, put on Stunticons only. Enemies can't use Bold or Tough against this upgraded character. And that is spectacular for the Stunticons and also for Menasor. So let me find... Nope. Let me find the piece for Menasor real quick. Okay, here it is. So on the backside of Dead End, which makes Menasor's right arm, he has the Stunticon character trait. we can see right there that he has the Stunticon character trait. So that upgrade can be put on Menasor or transferred to Menasor when you combine, and that is very good for a combiner if your opponents cannot use bold or tough against him. So this Stunticon swagger will easily become a 3 of once I get my third, but for right now it's a 2 of. Next up, a card that should, in my opinion, be a 3 of in any combiner deck, Rapid Conversion. Everybody should know what this does by now. You flip one of your characters to its other mode. Next up, we have a 2 of Surprise Attack, and this is on here just to stack with the Menasor's already Pierce 1 and with his high attack. So if you combine into Menasor and you can play Surprise Attack, you're going to be getting some damage across. So that's why this is at a 2 of. Next up, we have Bad Attitude. If you began the game with only Decepticon characters, repair 1 damage from each of your characters, then do 1 damage to each Autobot. So this is a very nice card because it can repair damage from all of your pieces if they've taken damage before you combine into Menasor. So that is why Bad Attitude is at 3. Also, if your opponent is playing all Autobots, you're also pinging them for 1, which is also very nice. Next up, we have Team Up Tactics. Choose one of your characters. If it's a truck, repair 2 damage from it. If it's a car, draw 2 cards. They are only trucks or cars in this deck, which is why we are running Team Up Tactics. So we are either repairing 2 damage from one of our 2 trucks, or we are drawing 2 cards. Very nice. Next up, we have a 3 of Underhanded Tactics. Do 1 damage to an enemy. If it's KO'd this way, repair 1 damage from one of your Decepticons. Right now, I am running this. However, this might come out later because right now I did not have the 3 brainstorms to put in this deck as I feel should have been in it. So I decided to opt for Underhanded Tactics instead currently because I can repair and I can do a damage, and then I can repair if I get a knockout by doing this 1 damage. So this will probably be the first card cut once I get my extra playset of Brainstorm. However, right now it's still not a bad card to run with an all Decepticon team at all. Next up, we have a 3 of Swindled. Draw 2 cards, then scrap 2 cards from your hand. If you began the game with Decepticon characters, you may play an upgrade. A very nice card. Drawing is nice. Obviously, you don't want to play this if you're going to be drawing. If the only cards that you're going to have in your hand are the 2 cards that you draw. So there is a downside if this is the only card in your hand. It's pretty useless to play it. But other than that, it offers decent advantage because it doesn't make you scrap the 2 that have already been in your hand. You can keep the best 2, you can keep the best possible or get rid of the worst 2 possible from your hand with this. And then if you began with only Decepticons, which in this Menasor deck we get a free upgrade. So that is why Swindled is at 3. Next up, we are running a 2 of Pep Talk to draw 2 cards, and for its blue. A lot of the cards in here I tried to make sure were blue because with combiners you're going to, for the most part, some of the weaker ones you want to play defensively to get as much health as possible onto your combiner when you combine it. But also, drawing 2 cards is never bad, and that's why this is at a 2. Next up, we have a card that is in here only for its icons. Handheld Blaster. As a 2 blue, you can't go wrong, especially in a weak combiner deck. That's why this is in here, and that's why it's at 3. Next up, we have one of my new favorite upgrades, Evasive Maneuvers. It's a nice armor, it offers a blue, and it's got Tough 3. This is the same as the Punch that I can't quite remember what it's called right now. One second. I have it right here. Power Punch. So this is the defensive version of Power Punch. So it affords tough 3, and then after it defends, you scrap the upgrade. But it is still a very nice armor, especially if you need to defend for one turn. It's a very nice card to have. Next up, we are running 3 of Cooling Vents. So we have a few ranged characters in the deck. For our ranged characters, we have Dead End, we have Dead End and Drag Strip. And they are both in the 7 health area. And so when Cooling Vents is equipped onto a ranged character, you repair 1 damage from it, and it also offers 1 defense. And as you can see here, Dead End does not have high defense in bot mode, and then Drag Strip has 0 defense when he's in bot mode. So adding that 1 defense on there is pretty decent, especially for these small, weaker characters. Next up, we have 3 of Decepticon Crown. Put on Decepticons only. When one of your Decepticons attacks, plan 1. So that is an interesting aspect of this character. Or I mean, not of this character, but of this upgrade. It is white and green. You can only go on Decepticons, but it's not the upgraded Decepticon that has to attack to plan 1, as it states when one of your Decepticons attacks. So as long as this is equipped to anything, whenever one of your Decepticons attacks, you can plan, which is very, very nice. Next up, we have another new upgrade. We have a 2 of Scoundrel's Blaster. It is a weapon. It is blue and green. It offers 2 power. You can put it on Decepticons only. And while the upgraded character is attacking an Autobot, it has Pierce 2. So it is the same as the Noble's Blaster, except it is for Decepticons only. And we are currently running this as a 2 of. I may up it to 3, but I really like it as a 2 of. To round out the deck, we are running another new upgrade, a 3 of Bravery. It's a utility, it offers blue, and it also offers Brave. So if I have one character that is close to death, but I have another character who hasn't taken any, I can put it on that character just to have them eat an attack or 2 until I can repair my heavily damaged character or hopefully combine into Menasor. So that is why Bravery is at 3, because the new Brave keyword, I really, really enjoy that. Enemies attack this character if able. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Brave and a lot of Stealth coming up in the next couple of tournaments, if you happen to make it to any of the bigger ones that are at conventions, or even if you have tournaments at your locals, you'll probably be seeing a lot of Brave and Stealth. And so that rounds out the battle deck. So that was our Menasor deck. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts on how I could improve or change this deck, let us know in the comments below. Once again, this was Cole from Geek Life Gaming, and we'll see you next time.